Great series here. Gigabyte StarsWar League, of course, is the tournament. Proudly sponsored by Gigabyte, Intel, and Corsair. So we see Kid here moving out, doing what he does best. Or doing what Misfortune does best, I should say, and Strut.
Have to change the champions slightly here.
Yep, had to maneuver Loco, who was being a rebel. Decided to be in the...
The Garena people were asking for support then at AD carry, which of course goes against our usual AD carry support, and I wanted to shout out, but just stay quiet.
Yeah, I mean, we can just do a quick bit of maneuvering. We've got the standard setup here. Support's on the bottom, top's on top. I guess that kind of makes sense, but that's moving quickly into dirty joke territory, so I'll abort now. Before we get any further. A minute has now passed as both teams...
I was about to say the word deep, so maybe that's a good call. But very deep ward here coming out from NaJin Shield, much like we saw World Elite doing yesterday, although they like the double ward to provide complete knowledge of the enemy's bot lane.
Yep.
Bot jungle, sorry.
They want to relive the glory days of clairvoyance, just literally searchlighting the enemy jungler from camp to camp.
What do you think of this Explorer ward here? Just I guess wanting to know about what's happening at Wraiths. Maybe that's to counter the mid and top lane sharing experience, I'm not sure.
Potentially.
Although Loco suspiciously near the top lane.
Yeah, he is near the double golems, on the wrong side, as far as the general...
That says Misfortune.
Funnily enough, this actually hurts the traditional kind of blue side bottom lane, though, because they're not going to get the extra experience.
Now I know what's happening here.
Okay, what is happening?
Of course, it is IG all day, every day.
IG being IG?
Yep.
The IG special.
You worked it out, yeah.
2 mid? Yeah, it looks suspiciously like 2... I don't even know anymore.
No, now I'm not even sure.
Were you gonna say 2 mid?
I thought we were gonna see Diana 1v2, which is more than a little crazy.
Yeah, but that teleport, that was my other thought. With 2 mid as a result, but PDD's going, what is going on here?
Bot lane with blue buff. Okay.
Yes, that is... Wait.
And Zinjo literally...
Yeah, he got really low.
Red buff.
I heard someone dying, I was looking for who it was. Hook there actually coming in onto Kid.
That is super awkward.
That is very awkward. I mean, he got a bit of help, but no other help coming, and Illusion is a little bit behind now in the jungle. I mean, Nofe's going to hit level 3 before he hits 2.
This is the part where you want to end your custom game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're like testing your jungle rate. You're like, okay, that doesn't work.
This is not the right runes I need for this.
No. But Illusion, sadly, I mean, technically in a custom game, but he probably doesn't want to leave. Certainly does not have the option to reset here and try again.
He might want to live.
Maybe, but I'm sure his team would have something to say about that. So, alright, as the dust settles, it's 1v1 bottom lane, Rumble versus Malphite, 2v2 top, as MF and Lulu take on Tristana and Thresh. And then, kind of our expected mid lane series, Diana takes on Kazi. So,
one thing I'll comment on in terms of this giving PDD blue here, one of the things about this is that Rumble was considered the counter lane matchup to Malphite. When Malphite was seeing a lot of play up the top lane, Rumble emerged as that counter pick. So I can definitely see giving him a level advantage, but that's really wanting PDD to be competitive down bottom here.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because I would have had to expect a 1v1 lane here then, because I don't know if they would want to give Malphite. I mean, maybe in a 1v2 he'd actually want it anyway. But who knows? He's actually lane. Maxing his skills now for lane.
We started a cloth as well, which aborted lane swap maybe? It's very strange start here given the jungle problems as well.
Yeah, I think both teams just kind of figured out what was going on and wanted to match up. I think at least Shield wanted to match up their lanes 2v2, 1v1, 1v1. So they've moved their duo lane up top now, and we're just kind of having upside down mode. It's Australian League of Legends, guys! Everything's upside down. No,
so it feels.
So it feels. Bottom lane though, PDD could be in trouble here as jungle pressure comes in. Nofe doing work here. Teleport coming in there from Diana. Yeah, here comes mid lane counter again because the time makes it in there. Good Moonfall actually coming in. Nofe taking quite a bit of damage as PDD takes a chunk there from Rumble as well as he comes back in.
And that Ignite was basically to say, look, I know you're tanky, but I don't want you fighting this 2v2 anymore.
Just make sure he stays out of the way. PDD gonna stay in lane, chug down some potions here. He's got a couple left. With his cloth armor still intact, so he can stay here, still keep some farm up, but a nice attempt there from Zatai. Sadly, pretty much I think saved the day and made sure nothing went wrong there. Because PDD looked like he was in pretty deep dive territory there for Javan. They were hungry anyway from the looks of things, but...
Chat catching up to the unfortunate jungle shenanigans.
Yeah, that was.
And it does feel like given the start, given the cloth regrowth, rejuvenation beat start, you have to think that on some level, I mean, you could say that IG kind of outplayed themselves in the level 1 here, because all that's happened is that the jungle...
Oh, here comes Jarvan Flash in there as well from Thresh! That was so cool.
Best fail gank ever?
Best fail gank ever, yes. As Kid there gets probably unfortunate bounce, not hitting Lokodoku with that double up. Hits a minion instead. I mean, you said it, Papa, that's kind of the stuff we were hoping to see with Thresh Jarvan, and we got it there. That was...
What's up? Yeah, and they're in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, Jarvan's coming back. Thresh here with 1Q. Could seal the deal. Who they're going to go in though? Kid wants to go on to Whoop. He gets pulled back in there. Shasho in a bit of trouble as well. Kid turning around, flashes out of the way. First blood there goes down. Loco jumping on top of Kid as well. Lulu, can they protect him? Barriers coming up for both. That is Loco though gets killed by Kid. It's probably going to die to Nofe here. Help picks not available. No barrier left. And Zatai not up in time there. No teleport up for Diana. Walks up there trying to help out. But 2-for-1 trade there with the first blood. Probably the best possible thing they could have got out of that gank.
And once again, in a 2v3 situation, the AD carry picks up the double kill. That fantastic play from Kid. And, wow, IG really putting their mark on this AD carry lane.
Yeah, I think a perfectly timed barrier there as well for Kid. And I think Loco mistimed his a little there, because by the time he used it, he was pretty much just dead at that point. And took enough damage there to just get killed after one auto. Used his flash as well, I believe, although it could have been rocket jump. But used all his escapes there and still
Flashes down.
I mean, everybody used a lot of summoners there. In fact, all 4 summoners in bottom lane are down on actually pretty similar cooldowns. So the supports and AD should have their respective summoners, because again, they do have mirrored summoners here. Should be up around the same time. As Malphite continues to see us reasonably comfortably down the bottom lane against Expression, who is just chilling on Rumble right now. He's got his ultimate. Does not have Ignite, but has Flash. PDD, maybe... baiting? I don't know. Just chilling. I mean, if Expression thinks that PDD is going to stay here, yeah, it just turns in for the Flame Spitter. That was weird. Expression camping his own lane. But
it's definitely... I mean, Expression wants Malphite to stay in his lane as long as possible now, because it's only downhill if he has no mana available.
Yeah, that's true. So PDD is fresh out of the blue bar. No mana left. Need some blueberries. But blue buff is gone now, so PDD is going to struggle a bit more. Has to get well into melee range and auto these creeps, and that's exactly what Expression wants here in Rumble. But looks like he's just CSing reasonably well. PDD, he's no stranger to these sort of strange situations, so he's doing admirably against the Rumble in particular.
Elsewhere, I mean, Zitai's lost a bit of experience to save here, having completed that roam, but he's level 6 now, so time to start trading. Unlike Skara, he has taken that early point knee, and
there's Jarvan as well coming in, but a nice dodge from Zatai actually. Gets out of the way. Oh, nice. Very cute. Damage comes out there. Moon falls him back into turret range and throws out a bit of harass there as he QR combos him. But just a couple of trades there back and forth. Nobody dead yet. No summoners used either there. Zatai's teleport will be back up fairly soon as well. With that blue buff with level 6, can potentially start making a few more plays. If he wants to get back in with a counter gank for a teleport. Save now. Gets blue buff for himself as well. So Kha'Zix's going to be much happier here in this lane. Has evolved his W as well, so going to be able to hopefully outclear Diana, although it's pretty close. They both push fairly hard. Diana, especially if she's left unmolested, will push very, very hard with her passive, as you noted before, Papa.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, although Diana's noted for having wave clear, she kind of needs AP after they nerfed the base values quite consistently to instant clear a lane. And Kha'Zix kind of needs a bit of attack damage in level 9, so it feels like around the same time. I mean, creeps are almost going to be trivial in mid. The lane's going to be instantly pushed, so maybe the teleport pickup will allow just slightly better ganking for Diana, but it's hard to say.
Yep, down the bottom actually we've got some setup here. Illusion trying to bait Expression in, but he seems to know what's up. Just staying
suspiciously
very close to
tasty.
Yeah, bait's a little bit too good to be true. Expression just hanging out by his turret. Xin wasting quite a bit of time here. PDD can set it up nicely with his ultimate. Looks like mid lane. As Diana takes him out there in a 1v1. Just stretching my mouse hand there, and look what happens. Kha'Zix's going down there in the mid lane. It's Zatai with a very comfortable 1v1.
Down bottom, the gank does get off.
Yeah, so they're finally going in. Expression takes quite a bit of damage. Beautiful equalizer there. And thank goodness the rest of IG are getting out, because that would have been a very clean double kill otherwise. Top lane as well. Continued action. The Wild Growth comes off the box out there for Wolf as well. Zatai is in amongst the action though. And there's the Moonfall in. Nowhere for Thresh to run. Loco gets out. But a very nice gank there. Gives Misfortune that kill as bottom lane. I think we have more action. PDD stayed way too long there. Gets picked up by Expression. And Xin Zhao thankfully clear clearly out of the way down the bottom.
I gotta say, Expression's equalizer there started to justify the lavish plays that McNoon's played on him, because it was just, he turned what should have been an easy kill secure into just a kill opportunity, and they took that.
Yeah, as I said, that was a beautifully placed Rumble out there. Caught them both there diving, and just Loco now getting dove. Speaking of tower dives there, Buster Shot's kid out of the way. Forces the flash there from Lulu as Shasha has to get out. Gonna recall as well. Very
Stays in lane with
there.
some swagger there, Loco.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of left that gank fairly safe. I mean, he's Tristana. Probably feels pretty comfortable. Rocket jumping out of the situation with ultimate up as
Zeta
well.
has to flash over the EQ combo. They stayed a little bit too long in mid, trying to farm up.
And has interestingly rushed Distortion Boots here. The Alex Itch style, I guess.
Well, if you have a look at his cooldowns, 188-second flash cooldown, 203-second teleport cooldown. The flash cooldown especially, 3 minutes and 8 seconds for flash is just... It's been a long, long time, if ever, that flash was ever on such a short cooldown.
Yeah, normally what, 300 I think?
300. Yes, 300.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah. So that's a big discount there on that one.
But it is 475 gold spent on, effectively cooldowns. It doesn't give you any damage in a fight. So I guess he feels confident going against Galaxy, as I imagine he's starting to work towards a Seeker's Arm Guard.
I think the biggest thing is that if Zatai gets value out of his teleport, then it's a good buy. That's the main thing here. And I don't think he teleported up top before for that last gank, but he might have, but didn't quite catch it. It's still a reasonably long cooldown, despite the reduction here from the Distortion Boots. But yeah, when you have both Flash and Teleport, again, I kind of call it Alex Itch style because he does love to do this. Especially on Rise, he's one of his trademark champions. He loves going to Flash Teleport and having Distortion up early. And as I said, if he gets value out of it, then it's good. But if not, Zatai's gonna not like his investment so much. He kind of like Mobility Boots, again with the Jarvan going in. What a great wild growth there from Shasha. Cataclysm catches him in, Thresh pulling them back in as well. Shasha, though, still alive, gets hooked back in, though, by Thresh, and Jarvan's trying to get it done. Kid, though, is chasing down Loco Doka, but at the last second barrier there from Tristana will keep them alive. Illusion coming in as well, though, as IG move in to defend. And amazingly, as the tie comes in, I was gonna say no kills, but there's the cleanup. As Diana doesn't need the TP, just roams up top lane, is able to give Kid another kill. And I mean, as cool as the Thresh Jarvan is, IG's responses here have been absolutely fantastic when he's made it up into top lane.
And I guess the one thing you can say is that if he used the Lantern offensively, and it looks fantastic, it looks like, of the level of a Lee Sin Juke or a really high level play, you don't have that Lantern to play defensively with it.
No, and it's very all-in sort of initiation there. Shasha has to get away from the golems. They're very angry. They're very angry, actually. Double golems have never been angrier. But
in the commotion, though, Shield does pick up bottom turret.
I mean, Expression, he is, I think, the good news here for NaJin Shield. He is just having the time of his life. He ults the creep wave, just trying to push as hard as he can and collect all the CS. I mean, he is very far ahead of Malphite at this point in CS. And Expression, as you said, McNoon has praised him. Oh man, I just jumped back. That was random as. Apologies. I have to jump back to live now. That was bizarre. Alright, cool. Nobody died. That was... No. I think I randomly rewound somehow. Apologies, stream. That does not normally happen. Just going to fast forward a little bit so we're back to live. All synced up. So you'll see a bit of a time warping going on. There we are, back. Again, apologies.
In terms of the purchases, we see the Bloodthirst completed on Misfortune, which just makes, I mean, with those 4 kills, almost impossible to draw Misfortune with her impure shots, passive damage, and the Bloodthirster this early. She's just a really strong duelist. And you imagine the Ruby Crystal is going to head in effect eventually to a Black Cleaver.
Delicious, delicious Black Cleaver. And this is kind of the stock standard Season 3 Misfortune build. Bloodthirst is very popular on AD carries in general in Season 3, but Misfortune, she loves her Black Cleaver, but you do need it at the right time. So we often see BT Black Cleaver. Gives you usually around the right timing here. It's top lane.
Top Zeta in a 1v2 situation, tries to go aggressive.
Yeah, tower goes down. We'll see what Zatai can make of it though. Thresh is shielding himself up. So much burst damage just explodes there as Buster Shot comes in from Loco. Tristana could be able to pick up the kill. There's Zatai going over. Flash over from Loco Doco as well. Ward getting thrown down. That was a bit strange. Zatai there just wants vision actually. Very smart play from Diana.
So much cavalry coming straight down the river.
Oh, and Loco Doco's going to try and recall Zatai, and he's going to be the bait. Comes in with Power Cascade for the shield though, and it doesn't even matter. 1v1. Cavalry not required there as Zatai.
Such as Diana.
Zatai with complete class there in a 1v2 there. Collects both kills for free with no cavalry needed.
It's kills like that, pastry time, and passages of play like that, a sheer 1v2. I mean, to be honest, they got a little bit of damage done when they were tunneled on the turret, but Diana is capable of so much, and the fact that only 2 teams really seem to be bringing her out, and to some degree a bit by accident on Gambit Gaming, is shocking to me, because she is a powerful, powerful beast.
Yep, Zatai showing her right here, making good use of all her abilities. And clearly, I mean, roaming, even without teleport, is being very aggressive with the roam here, and it's paying off. Zatai's just everywhere on the map right now, and you can tell he's 4-0-2 right now of the 8 kills that IG have, so 6 of the 8 kills he's been involved in, and he's collected half of those as kills for himself. So
the carry space through time, I mean, 4 kills on Diana, 4 kills on Misfortune.
Yeah, if you're gonna dream up your splits of how you want to divide your kills amongst your team, that's probably the best you could ask for. Maybe your top laner wants a couple more depending on it, but PDD is playing Malphite. All he really needs to do is be tanky and ult people. The damage is definitely coming from Diana and Misfortune, so for IG's team, if they're going to split the kills, they're pretty happy they're split this way. Kind of moving around the map now, Nofe chilling up in top, boots some mobility on Jarvan here, trying to do as much work as Zatai. It's, you know, a lot to ask here. That's a lot of heavy lifting and roaming. Oh my goodness, Unstoppable Force saved now. Get a Lantern away, but gets knocked up by Wild Growth. Void Assault in there as well, and Hell Picks giving True Sight made such a difference there. IG though continuing to dive. Nofe taking a ton of damage. Bullet Time comes in there to try and pick up Jarvan, but not enough there. The hook onto Illusion maybe gonna make it here. For you, Thresh. And IG, that was, oh man, Equalizer. Here comes Expression. It's not over yet. We're not done as NaJin Shield are thinking about going in, but as nice as the Equalizer was, Expression is too late to make a difference there in that team fight. And as I said, that was a perfect kill on save there with that tower dive.
Yeah, and just IG keep sneaking and steadily moving ahead. I mean, Jarvan's obviously picked up these mobility boots in part to try and make something happen. As we look here, 7 kills advantage, only 2k gold though, which is definitely significant.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 turrets are nice here. There's a decent amount of fun for both of them. There's the Lantern. Expression rides away. This Wolf gets him very quickly out of dodge, which is probably good news. Zatai is pretty scary at this point. I imagine there's quite a chunk of gold to spend as well. I really can't emphasize... Oh, go ahead.
For the benefit of the viewers, we're seeing a Q max, the death sentence hook maxed here from Thresh, with it looks like the Dark Passage, the Lantern is the second max.
Yep. So getting more Q damage as well. Kind of, I guess, like the Blitzcrank philosophy with Rocket Grab. Yeah. Just kind of.
And it also actually increases the scaling on his the Q passive,
yes,
which is his auto attacks do
big
more
damages.
Yeah, more percentage of his AD.
Yes, which of course he gets from getting souls. Nofa here gonna spot Illusion. Hello. But gets out there. Oh man, shut down there in top as Kha'Zix finally 3v1. They pick up Diana. And it took a lot there, but Zatai way out of position there at that point. I don't think had the Zhonya's that he now finishes as well. And the Equalizer goes down here. They're going to dive down the bottom lane. Cataclysm in as well. The Bullet Time, they're doing heaps of damage here as Expression's going down. No Phase Zono getting chased off. Does flag toss out of the way. And Good Lance will slow him down. PDD going deep though. Flash Unstoppable Forces there, but his team not ready to follow up on that. And that will be a disengage here. Wolf looking to queue somebody here with the death sentence, but not going to happen. IG just going to retreat, pick up this outer turret now in the bottom lane if they can. Although it looks like they will have to back off as Kha'Zix comes in to reinforce as well. And yeah, poor Diana finally gets herself killed, gives up the killing spree to Loco Doco as well, I believe. Who got that? No, he didn't get that kill as Kha'Zix. Apologies, poor Loco is OT2.
What he has done, however, he has farmed well. He has 34 CS on Misfortune. Still can't hold a candle in terms of gold just because of the sheer amount of kills on Misfortune. 1,000 gold behind. And I guess it just remains to be seen whether... I mean, he has the Infinity Edge complete, which is great, but we all know about Tristana's mid-game hump. If we look at his skill order right now, he has put 3 points into Rapid Fire. He is maxing a second, only the 1 point in W, so will he just have enough attack speed to get things done in team fights?
Well, given that skill order, what do you think of this timing here for the Infinity Edge for Loco Doco? Because he's got a sub 20-minute Infinity Edge here. Do you think that's timing you look for when you play Tristana? I mean, with the way he's skilled, it kind of makes sense to me, because Rapid Fire, in the time it's active, will make up in a big way for, you know, the lack of zeal or Phantom Dancer that you don't have right now. But, I mean, if you're Trist at this point, are you happy with the way you are, given how the game's going?
I think the gap in his build, I mean, if a champion is known for rushing Infinity Edge, or if you intend to rush Infinity Edge on your AD carry, as we see Expression trying to damage Zatai up top, but he can't close the distance, you want to rush it without picking up the Vamp Scepter, just because you want to get it early so that you never have that mid-game damage hump that you kind of feel like if you have a 20-minute naked Infinity Edge. And he's done that here, but you kind of want the Infinity Edge at 15 minutes and then, you know, kind of be moving towards the Zeal at this point, or at least have that Vamp Scepter for a bit of sustain. So it feels like he's down potentially a bit of sustain here.
Yeah, I did check, by the way, he does have 4% lifesteal, so running 2 Quints, which we have seen from a lot of IE first champions, which kind of makes up for the fact that, you know, you do want a Vamp Scepter, but you can't really afford to get one, as you noted, because you need to get that IE quickly. Given what's happening, I like what Loco's doing. I actually really like the rapid fire max second. I'd be curious to see if that's common in this Tristana player, if that's an adaptation he's making based on where the game is now, because they didn't really have the massive landing phase they probably would have liked in terms of, you know, getting lots of kills and circumventing that mid game with Tristana's strong early game and getting to a strong late game, which is what every Tristana player dreams of when you pick Eris. We do have a pause here. Hopefully this one won't be nearly as long as the last one.
The CS values here is what's keeping Shield in the game to some degree. I mean, they're behind in turrets, they're way behind in kills, but 2,000 gold is a minimal amount of gold.
Yeah, I mean, even at 20 minutes, it's 2,000 gold is not a big gap at all. What do you think of Rumble's Abyssal Scepter, though? I actually just noticed Expression had that. He does have a Giant's Belt now, so could be building Rylai's, a very tried and true Rumble item if there ever was one, but I don't think I've ever seen Abyssal first on Rumble.
Yeah, it's definitely something you can consider, but it's usually when you have the double whammy of shutting down an enemy AP, an enemy double AP, and boosting kind of your own team's damage. And in this case, the magic damage is very, very sparing. I mean, if we're going to get particular, we have the flag toss from Jarvan, the passive that's going to apply on Kha'Zix's W. Tristana's spells do magic damage, so there's that. And Thresh, I believe, might have a minute. I think his ultimate might be magic damage. So the synergy's not quite there, but to be fair, Diana had a lot of kills very quickly, and maybe it was just a case of he had some magic resist because he needed it. He was buying AP, and they just thought, maybe this will give me the mid-game jump I need. Yeah,
I mean, it definitely seems like an MR kind of buy here, because I would have almost expected a Haunting Guys instead, and into possibly quickly Andrews. I mean, Expression has had a good game here. He's done quite well in the bottom lane. He's not been involved in all that many kills, as you can see. His 110 is his score currently. But I mean, he's CS'd well, he did well in lane. He didn't stomp PDD, sadly, but he did very, very well, and was able to get a nice little early advantage. So whatever his build's going to be, he's kind of on the way here, but Abyssal is interesting. I guess it must just be a tanky kind of thing here, because with this Giant Spot coming up as well, feels a bit more bruisery. And Rumble's kind of a nice champion that way. Once you get to 6 items on Rumble, you're just kind of this incredible mix of crazy spells that at all ranges, and massive damage and decent tankiness, and everyone just dies around you. But in this case, I think Expression realizes he's going to be tanking a little bit more damage, with Kha'Zix maybe being more of that damage dealer in this instance. So I think he's maybe just shifting himself slightly in his build to match, I guess, the AP bruiser role that he might need to be for his team.
Yeah, the only downside of the current Abyssal Scepter, I mean, they have actually indirectly buffed it a few times recently because of the decrease in cost of Haunting Guys, of Negatron Cloak, and it's just made the combine a bit cheaper, or 25-60 gold now, I think it is that range nerf hurts him. I mean, he's kind of defined by the range of his ultimate, but most of the time you're not going to be in range to get that magic resist shred while your ultimate's running. It's only when you get into that close range and start using your ENQ for damage that the Abyssal Scepter -20 aura really applies.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. After they nerfed it, it's not nearly as good. Oh, so silly. I didn't realize how large that was until they showed it. I think it was a fun moment for a lot of people when they kind of had the video being like, this is what it used to be, this is what it is now. People are like, what? Really? That's silly. And Dragon in here now for IG. You're going to pick up a little bit more gold, so had that fairly mild gold lead they have with a bit more extra, which is always nice. Close to 3,000 ahead now.
Couple of style choice things coming in here. We got the Locket on Xin Zhao. Very expected after Diamond Prox's performance against the Aegis on Jarvan. Both of them going to be providing free stats in a different way. You know, we're going to have the flat 150 shield from the Locket compared to 10 armor, 15 magic resist, and then the flag toss armor and attack speed, which has been maxed first here by Nofi. So a lot of free stats coming out from that Jarvan.
Yeah, I mean, Jarvan, as we've said a lot, he does everything. And a lot of Jarvan's build to provide everything for their team, to continue to do everything. They are, in a very kind of hidden way almost, Jarvan is kind of the ultimate support tank, weirdly, which is strange because a lot of people consider Jarvan as a bruiser, but certainly as a jungler, especially when you're being very cost efficient with your build, Jarvan to me feels just so strong utility-wise. I mean, he provides more invisible stats than almost any other champion I can think of, and he often builds to kind of support that as well. And yeah, Jarvan's going to give a lot to his team. Here's Loka now jumping onto Zatai, but Zatai well and truly out of the way there.
Jarvan's kit, I mean, that's one of the reasons why he was tricky to balance at one point, is that he just provides so much. An armor shred, an AoE slow, an AoE knockup, an attack speed buff, a armor buff, and, you know, the ultimate creating terrain, in addition to the, you know, the kind of percentage damage on his passive, sorry, is it's a crazy amount of things. But when it comes to team fights, he just provides so much, and that's why he sees so much play.
Yeah. And this is, to me, a very standard Season 3 jungle matchup, I'd say. I think Xin v Jarvan is just something we see all the time now, so it's kind of nice to see that, you know, these guys know what's up as well. I mean, it's no real surprise. Maybe I'm sad that IG aren't playing a little crazier, but, I mean, they're looking good here. They've got a small lead, but NaJin Shield, I mean, I guess we should probably...
They're not out of it.
No, not at all. I was going to say, I mean, chat, I think, is very polarized here. Everybody wants their team to win, which I understand. But right now, this game is very, very close still. It's going to be these next few fights and engages that really determine what's going on. Looks like IG are actually positioned pretty aggressively to take out some turrets. Zatai's actually split pushing with that teleport as the equalizer comes out. You know that NaJin Shield want to go in. Loco moving across as well, but no, maybe just a fancy ult there from Rumble. Just trying to save this turret. Diana's down the bottom though. NaJin Shield going to try and force a 5v5 before Diana can teleport in. If they can insta-give somebody important, Kid, for example, would be a great target, and they could do it, but they got to go now because Diana's doing their turret down the bottom lane. And NaJin Shield did not get the word, apparently, because it is go time. And they're just going to let Diana take the turret down the bottom for free. Zatai not stopping, by the way, has absolutely no reason to. This isn't quite Shen level, but it's pretty damn annoying. And it's nice that IG are using their teleport here to really abuse that global presence. And yeah, NaJin Shield all over the map right now. Going to lose possibly 2 tier 2 turrets. Yes, they are.
It's one of those situations where you just wait for a really clear call from your shot caller, and maybe it's because they're a new team, or maybe it's because they were just undecided. But I know what you're saying. You need to initiate now, but if there aren't those opportunities to hit, you know, a skill shot, probably you're going to need from Wolf to get a fight up there. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, and IG just slow taking over the map. Moonfall though gets used on Nofe. Zatai being very aggressive with his Diana here. I mean, we've seen PDD ult at a moment's notice on Malphite. Now has Warmogs as well for even more dive potential. This tier 2 turret probably not going to last very long. The Locket used there aggressively for the siege there by Illusion. Love to see that. And there it goes down. Unstoppable Force. Adam Dwarf. Great knockup as well with the Wild Growth. The box comes out there from Thresh, but it's all for naught there. That's one quick kill. Kha'Zix's very low. PDD over the top there with Xia. Was going to probably clean up Car. And Expression I was trying to get out on Rumble. Everyone from IG somehow made it over the wall. Save does go down there on the back end of PDD. And IG going to continue pushing in here. Great equalizer though from Rumble. Picks up 4 people under it all. Zatai though with the styles on his Electro Harpoon. Misses one, but Expression picks it up there as Flame Spitter tags him on the way out. And IG possibly a little bit too deep there. Got a lot out of it though. 2 kills for 1. Possibly even, no, it was 2 for 1. And I think, yeah, the tier 2 turret in mid there as well. And a little bit of damage there to the inhibitor turret. So, getting chased now by NaJin Shield. They'll be happy with that exchange though, but possibly a bit too deep, I'm not sure.
Well, it could have been more, that's the thing. Once they had 2 kills there was a chance for them to get the inhibitor turret. A fantastic equalizer once again, clearly Expression. A Rumble Savant just putting down excellent
and IG with the blue steel, gonna get Illusion killed there as Lokodoko picks up that kill. Has a Zeal now to go with this Infinity Edge, so it's chug now on his AD carry build. Certainly getting there, and late game Tristana is pretty devastating with all that range.
And a kill only gets him closer.
Yeah, that's... gold is good, especially for an AD carry.
This is a PSA, is it, Pastry Town?
Yes.
Gold
yes,
is good.
Oh man, PDD as well. Bit out of position here. Lokodoko is going to try to do the damage. Teleport coming here from Zatai. Very nice defensive use of that there. And everyone from Shield wisely backs off after that, so... a nuclear deterrent, it feels like there. Zatai blows that teleport cooldown to protect Malphite. And picks up blue
very classic well. Diana build coming out here. The Abyssal following up the early Hourglass pickup.
Yeah, this is more of an assassin style build, I suppose. I mean, she's still going to be nicely tanky. I mean, she's got kind of that classic Zhonya's Abyssal here. It's a nice balance of AP and defensive stats with both armor and MR, of course, from those two items. It's not kind of the new skill we've seen more recently with the National's Tooth, which is, I guess, more of a AP bruiser style, if you will. There's definitely more bursty of his Zatai with a good amount of tankiness. But I mean, with the way he plays, he's setting up for his team. Diana often initiates, actually. That's one of her greatest strengths, with a very quick ultimate that's a very fast dash and a great follow-up with Moonfall. You can really just get in amongst the team and get a squishy target and go in from there. And I mean, we've seen it already with the Wild Growth Malphite combos. They can just do that as well with Diana, and so there's lots of good initiation here for IG, and I don't know if it's just Zatai likes doing kind of more of the assassin builds, or if it fits with his team, or if it's both here, but I like what he's doing. I understand.
The great thing about picking up the magic resistant armor that come along with the utility that both Abyssal and Zhonya's pose is that Diana hyperscales with AP on her defense, because AP gives her more shield strength. Shield strength works like effective HP. It is affected by resists, so you're effectively getting a stronger shield made stronger by the resists, and it's just the way it works is just so wonderful, because it also, of course, scales your damage and makes you that amazing initiator. Your QR does more damage, you have the ability to stasis and reposition. It's just a lovely synergy on that champion.
PDD gonna get knocked up here in the mid. Cataclysm used there by Nofe. They want Malphite, but I don't think they really do that. Warmogs are keeping him well and truly intact. And Illusion now going to dive in there with Audacious Charge Expression. Maybe caught out. Locket activated there from Illusion as IG go in aggressive here. No teleport up for Diana. The rest of them catching up as well. They catch Expression. The Equalizer comes down. NaJin Shield, do they want to go back in? They're trying to get Rumble out. Thresh in there, doing what he can. Unstoppable Force in there. Illusion with the Crescent Sweep. Denies the bullet time there. It's a little bit awkward. He's taking a lot of damage to Ty. Dunks on save there to pick him up. And there's the double for Diana as Jarvan goes down as well. So despite, I don't know, Shield there used a lot of cooldowns trying to pick up Malphite, and PDD is a very tanky man there with double Giant Spell, or Giant Spell plus Warmogs there, as he's almost up to Sunfire. I mean, I don't think they were ever hoping to kill that Malphite, and the rest of IG just catching up there could lead into a Baron as well.
They wanted to initiate, and they wanted to initiate now, but unfortunately the target Malphite was not an acceptable choice.
No, and Loka here, almost with the last whisper, has damage. We'll have more, but it could be too little too late here. IG taking a lot of damage here in this Baron. Zatai will come in to clean things up. He'll be a perfectly fine tank in here as well. Thresh trying to find the death sentence, but only gets Zatai as a result. Xin there does smite it up, and Baron will fall there going to IG. There's all the very powerful purple squiggles now around all their champion.
So Lokadoga's going to go back, pick up the last whisper here. Be quite set for mid-game damage. I mean, he doesn't have that Phantom Dancer, but he is definitely getting towards that late game. It's just unclear whether it'll make a difference, because there's such strong initiation on IG, and those people that he's going to be in range of, Malphite and Xin, they're not going to die anytime soon.
A Wolf, they're actually catching Zatai with the ult. He tries to tally up, but gets death sentence. And then 4 people diving. It seems the only way Zatai dies is when 3 or 4 members of S.H.I.E.L.D. dunk on him. But, you know, if there are that many people and you're caught out, you're probably going to die. So Zatai,
if they're not trading it for anything, ostensibly they're not. It's, you know, it's free gold.
I mean, IG are pressuring mid now, but yeah, looks like free gold is the case here. So Zatai giving a couple away here, but still playing very well on Diana regardless. Oracle's here for Xiao Xiao is going to move a lot of aggression through the enemy jungle. They're going to clear out all the wards here, have even more map control than they already have, and 6-2 in turrets. I mean, the gold difference is definitely growing here, especially after that Baron buff, but to me it's just the amount of control IG seem to have over this game that's really getting them to this spot.
It just feels like the assassins can't really do their job on the NaJin Shield side. I mean, Kha'Zix needs to do a lot of work, but he's been well held, he's behind, and he hasn't been able to get any assassination off on the Misfortune, because the fights are being played completely on the terms of IG, and he just kind of needs that hero assassination on Misfortune, and then maybe something can happen. But Diana, in comparison, has built a lot more tanking, can go right in there and do AoE CC. She's performing that assassin role just so much more.
I have to ask you, do you like Kid's build here? I mean, obviously he's not going to do nearly as much right-click damage without the attack speed, but this feels like a very high AD damage build, which is kind of, to me, all in on the ultimate in a way. I mean, yes, you'll still do plenty of right-click damage, and Pure Shots helps there as well, but there are no other attack speed modifiers on the team to really help Misfortune along, whereas Tristana has a couple more options there. Do you like the build, I guess? Or could have initiation there?
I hesitate to say anything.
Yeah, and Double Force coming in. Wolf, they're going to get crushed down as the Equalizer comes in there as well. But IG, complete control of that mid turret, just walked in there and took it. This inhibitor as well could meet a similar fate Looks like it will. It's going to go down to Kid. NaJin Shield kind of scattering here. They're going to defend. Looks like IG will leave their base, but I guess now I can ask you more safely. What do you think of Kid's build?
I think given the landscape, given the fact that Diana and Xinjia are both doing impressive damage here, I mean Xinjia despite not putting damage items, she doesn't feel like there's going to be any 1v1 duels where, you know, the crit and attack speed that provides single target damage for AD carries. She's not very worried about her right click damage. It's still respectable. She hasn't optimized it, but her ultimate's going to absolutely wreck.
Yeah. IG feeling frisky here. P. wants to ult. He does it. Wild Growth in there as well. Bullet Time comes over for a nice chunk of damage, and Kid picks up a kill on Drive, and Save gets dove on there. Completely CC to death as MF gets another kill. The triple coming out. No, Diana there denies that one, and Thresh. Loco Doka going to get knocked up, but Rocket jumps into the fountain to save himself, and IG with 3 clean kills, and the Baron buff still ticking away. Going to get themselves a second inhibitor turret and the inhibitor itself here. So Tai actually recalling for some unknown reason, probably wants to shop, get DFG, and teleport back into the action here. And there we are, the teleport coming back for Diana. NaJin Shield, it's going to take a lot for them to defend this push here, but I think IG are going to close this game out here. And we might be moving on to game 2. Equalizer goes down there for expression. Loka gets massively chunked as the Tai comes in with that DFG. And Loka gets fountain dive there, blinks out of the fountain there as well with flash. There's a Tai there with a very classy dive. Managed to avoid taking pretty much any laser damage, and I think IG are probably pretty safe. I mean, NaJin Shield, they're going to fight here, but there is no shame in packing it up at this point. IG look very strong here as I close out game 1, and I think we're going to be moving on very soon.
Yeah, I was actually worried the death spawners were signed to timeout, but such high health with Baron buff. IG's going to take this game down.
More kills coming up there. Thresh is getting cleaned up by Zatai again as the bullet time went in there as well. There's a kill for Kid as he picks up Kha'Zix, and finally